fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here. And now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Deku. And well, quite a bit of things have happened for him. Now, Deku, he has just experienced something that is very bad. Now, Deku, he just discovered his home planet Earth. Something destroyed it. Some biological phenomenon or biological contaminant has been detected on his planet. And the population, which is around 8 billion, has dropped down to less than 100,000 survivors. Now, Deku, yeah, he doesn't understand what happened on the planet. However, he is aware that it's not from Earth. Whatever is on the planet is alien in origin. Now, with that, Deku, he did return with the yautjas, and he did get a quarter set up, and at least try to process information. Now, it has been roughly about 1 week since Deku has learned this. We actually over Deku, he's currently at least standing in a ring and fighting with other people. Now, Deku, he's tried to at least talk with and learn more about the humans that are also being held in this facility. From what he's been made aware, there's facilities like this one all around the universe. And his species, they're not really extinct. They're just not on Earth anymore. It doesn't make a lot of sense to him. There's more facilities where humans live out in space. And this one here, it's one for warriors. Now, Deku, he does at least have this information to comfort him. His people are still alive. However, he is aware that everyone he's ever met back on Earth is dead. And he is just very surprised. He somehow avoided an extinction level event just because he was taken from home. And this does hurt Deku. It hurts him a lot. As we actually have where his current opponent is facing off against Deku in a ring. As Deku and the man are casually catching blows from one another, you do actually where Deku, he does hit the man hard enough to knock him towards the ground. As Deku does walk over and stand directly above the man. As Deku starts throwing blows left and right into the man's face. And the man, he's using his quirk. Now, you do actually where Deku, after the announcer does call the fight, he does just continue to throw blows. As two people do actually come walking up and pull Deku off the guy. Now, the two people Deku, he immediately does go to pull his hand forwards as the man gets sent flying away. Before Deku does turn and go to actually bring his hand up towards the other person. As he does realize exactly what he's been doing. Now, Deku, he does at least just walk out of the ring and go to sit down. He doesn't know what to do. The other humans here, they don't know at all, do they? They don't understand exactly how bad things really are. This is bad. Mom, Dad. Shit. I just wish I was back home with everyone else. Maybe then things could have been different. Now, you do actually where someone does come walking up to Deku. As Deku does look up and see the person. as they do sit down next to him and ask him if he's alright. Hmm? I'm fine. What do you want? Hmm? I'm sorry? You're sitting next to me and trying to talk to me and comfort me. I'm fine. However, everyone here tries to avoid me because I'm unique. Hmm? Yeah, I understand that. From what we understand, you're the one who's killed 20 people. Yes, I have. And you've also killed the xenomorphs, correct? I have. What about them? You've killed 50? 49. Why? I'm curious. I've never actually seen one. You haven't. Deku actually turning to them. Ask them if they've been here long. Um, yes, actually I have. I'm, well, how do you say it? I was born here. Now, Deku's eyes do actually widen. What the fuck? I'm sorry. How old are you? Um, well, I'm 20. You're older than me and you were born in this facility? Yeah, I was. So, I've been working on some technology and stuff I've been trying to make. And one thing I've been trying to make is a translator. Why? Well, the yautjas can use translators to mimic human voices, but we don't actually know what any of them are saying. A lot of people are scared that the yautjas, they're keeping us here for a reason. And, well, we don't know what it is. We know that there's a group of people that they do hunt down and try to murder, but those people they're allowed outside the fence. And, I'm sorry, they're allowed outside. Yes, they are. They're a special group. They use weapons, they use the exoskeletons we create, and they even do fight off against threats that do actually pop nearby. Really now? Yes. And exactly what did you need me for? Well, I was wondering if you'd help me with making this translator. I see. Because I'm the only person who can speak the language, you want to know how I did it. Exactly. That's basically it. You know what? Sure. Does this place have a bar? A bar? A place where I can get a drink. I think so. I know in one area of the fence or nearby it we distill whiskey and stuff like that. I don't exactly know what it is, but oh, perfect, that's fine. Now, Deku is going to stand up as the person they do start to follow Deku. Now, Deku does inform this person to meet him over there and have a drink ready for him, since he'll go grab something that can help him with what he's trying to do. Now, the person they do go to leave, as people do watch Deku walking through an area as he stops at what appears to be a door frame, with something covering it. Now, Deku does actually look towards the scanner that's on the wall. Deku actually bringing his hand up and scanning it, as the thing does actually allow Deku to pass through. Now, the moment that did happen, somebody else is actually come trying to run behind Deku, as they're smashing into an invisible wall. Now, the person has asked Deku how the hell did he do that, as Deku does look towards them and go to hold up his wrist, as you see the thing covering his forearm. Now, Deku does tell them that he's special, as he is going to turn and walk away. Now, Deku is currently walking through the area where the yautja they do stay in the facility, and they do actually sleep and train and repair equipment. Now, we do actually have Aki, who she does actually watch as Deku he's walking by the area they're currently training in. And Deku, he does pass by and look inside, before turning and going back towards his room. Now, as Deku does walk into his room, he does do one thing. He does walk over, grab his yautja mask, and go to put it on. As Deku does then actually go to grab his smart disc, and then go to grab a belt that was given to him by a yautja. Now, Deku, he can tell that this belt is old, worn, and it's basically falling apart. He actually have to ask a human who does know how to stitch or make clothing to someone repair it for him. And yeah, that was very hard. He owes that person a favor, and at least something of value. Now, Deku, he does put on this belt and then go to actually put on the smart disc, as he does turn towards a mirror. Now, Deku does look at the current outfit he is wearing. He's wearing what looks to be a black skin suit, or what could be best described as a black scuba suit. Now, Deku, he's aware that these strange cloths, or whatever these things are made of, are very durable. And they're actually a lot comfier than regular clothes. Now, Deku does also look at himself, with his belt, his smart disc, and with his helmet, or his faceplate. It's all very strange. He feels like he's in, well, a futuristic world. This place, it's very primitive but also advanced. There's no balance between it. And it's just very crazy to him. Now, Deku, he does go to walk out of this facility and towards the distillery, where, whenever Deku does actually walk into this area, a lot of people do see him. Some of them for a second mistook him for a yautja. However, they do see his long hair, which is tied back. And Deku, he is just waiting. Now, he does actually walk over to this person and tap them on the shoulder, as they do turn with a large mug of what Deku can best describe as whiskey or something. Now, Deku does look at the guy as he does just hear Deku's voice. So, did you get me what I asked for? Oh, yeah, I did. Just give me a few minutes, okay? This stuff isn't easy to make. Now, the man, he does continue to talk with his friend, as Deku does walk over and sit down against the fence, or at least the concrete right under the fence, where Deku does look up and see the large sturdy metal bars. So, this is actually very interesting to Deku. He does just do one thing. He does go to bring his hand up and tap on the left side of the face mask, as Deku does start to cycle through the buttons. He can zoom in, and he actually can see a lot better when he does do that. He can focus on a target. He has night vision, he has infrared, and he even actually does go to stand up and look past the fence using infrared. He wants to see if there's anything out there. Now, Deku does watch as there are glyphs of yellow and blue in the forest, and Deku is just paying attention. The top of the trees, they're gleaming with a red and orange. And Deku, he's actually watching as something does pop up on his scanner. Something that is emitting an orange glow. And it's actually moving around in the trees back there. Now, Deku, he actually is very intrigued, as whenever he's actually trying to zoom in and look closer, he does turn and see this person, as he just stare at Deku. What do you want? Oh, your drink's ready. Perfect. Now, the person does just hand Deku what appears to be a large bottle, as they do then go to hold up 2 glasses, asking if Deku would like to talk now. Now, Deku and the man, they do at least sit down against the fence, or at least by the concrete, as Deku just go to take off the mask and at least start to put a few things into the buttons. Now, the guy does go to pull off the cork of the bottle, as he does go to pour some whiskey in his glass, and then go to pour some in Deku's. As Deku does turn his head, he does watch the guy pour it. As the guy, he does then go to try and hand Deku the glass. Deku's just reaching down and grabbing the bottle of whiskey, as he does start to drink straight from it. Now, the guy, he does just sit there frozen, holding the glass, as Deku, he is just chugging it. I'm going to set it back down and then watch Deku, as Deku does actually go to bring it down and swallow. You know, that almost reminded me of a drink I had with my dad. Your father? Yep. Surprising in a way. It tastes like shit, but it's got a good memory attached to it. Really? Yep. Anyways, your, well, translator, put that face mask on. Huh? But I thought only the guards could wear those. Do I look like a guard to you? No, I'm not. Listen. They've given me this equipment as a gift. And right now, I'm the only human here who I'm aware of possesses such things. Right now, I'm the most dangerous one they've seen. I want to check out these guys who you say they go outside the fence. I'm pretty sure I just saw something out there whenever I put my mask on. Now, this person does actually go to put on the face mask, as they do see a bunch of things. Now, they do actually ask Deku, exactly what do some of these glyphs mean? And Deku does explain. He's currently running a program to show him the alphabet for the yautja. What? Their alphabet? Yeah, you know, like A, B, C, D. It's not very much, but I'm putting it in the way my brain does it. The way your brain does it? Yeah. Using my quirk, I was able to piece together their language. In fact, I could probably ask for a disc that helped me. It wouldn't do very much for you, but I believe that you can at least go over it in the way I have. From there, you can start piecing it apart, and at least start to make syllables and other things. Now, Deku, he would inform the guy about exactly what he needs to write down, as Deku just go to bring the bottle back up to his lips. Now, the guy, he does start writing things down with a pen and paper. He thought Deku was just going to write the stuff down for him, but this is so much better. And there is even the way that Deku, he does at least try to articulate yautja to this guy. The guy is very surprised. Now, after some bit of time, he does actually thank Deku, handing back the mask to him, as he does tell him that he can keep that bottle. I plan to, anyways. Now, Deku, he does actually go to stand up, as he does this feel a little bit better. However, he does go to bring the mask back up to his face and turn back around to look outside, as he does just wonder about what exactly was watching them. Now, we actually have where Deku, he does go walking back to the facility with the bottle of whiskey in hand. And he does go towards the yautja section where they're currently holding some training. Now, as Deku actually is going to pass by, he does look inside once more. And he actually does see a few yautja who are actually betting on each other and fighting against one another in single combat. Now, Deku, he does going to walk in. And the yautjas actually turn to see the human. Now, Deku does step forwards and watches Aki and another yautja are both currently facing off, as the two do rush towards each other, and the two actually get into a bit of an arm hold, and the two are both fighting each other for physical dominance. Now, Deku does notice something. These are both female yautjas, And, well, Aki, if he does have it right, is the one on the left. She's a little bit smaller, actually, than the other one. This is very strange to him. Now, Deku, he does think that it's more of a this is an older, more experienced yautja versus a young one, this type of thing. However, Deku actually has seen something that does seem strange to him. Apparently, she may be smaller than the average yautja, so that's sort of something to him. Now, Deku does watch as Aki, she does actually get very angry and end up losing. As you do actually wear the female yautja that did just beat Aki, she does actually turn to see Deku, who he's just standing there holding the bottle. Now, the yautja is very confused and somewhat enraged, seeing that a human has their tech, and asking exactly who he is. Now, Deku he does actually go to do one thing. He does go to take off his belt, and then go to take off his mask, as he does inform this yautja in, well, their language, that he is the blooded hunter who is deemed worthy by their elder. Now, the yautja she just does look somewhat confused at Deku for a minute, as she gets angry. Now, Deku does inform her that if she does have a problem with him, they can settle this like warriors. Now, Deku, he is actually advised by one yautja that he should not step in to face her. And he's actually informed by some others that he should face her and fight her. They want to see what he can do against her, since she actually is a very high member in their traditions. Now, Deku he does ask this yautja exactly what is her kill count. And the yautja does stare at Deku. As she does, it's going to bring up her hands, talking about how if he does win, she can reveal that to him. However, he should know that she's killed thousands on hunts. Interesting. My kill count is currently 42. And 3 of those, Deku says popping his knuckles, talking about how 3 of those were members of her species. Now, she does actually hear that and get very intrigued, as you actually have Aki, who is currently standing there, very annoyed. Now, Deku and this yautja do actually rush towards one another and get into a fight, as we actually have where the yautja is going to swing out with a heavy right hook, thinking that since Deku, he is a human, he can't block this attack. Now, Deku does do one thing. He does go to throw out his left arm and bring it upwards, as he does smash his forearm directly into hers as she's putting down a lot of force on it. Now, Deku is going to push in and up, as her arm does go upwards as Deku does come in with a right hook and uppercut her in the face. Now, the moment that did actually happen, people were quite surprised. And Deku did just relentlessly come in with with a left hook. Now, Deku came in with the left hook and directly jabbed her in her throat, before going to actually step forwards and smash her along her ears. Now, the moment that did actually happen, Deku did go to actually grab her by her mandibles and then go to quickly smash her right in the face, as everyone does watch Deku take her apart in quick succession, as he does just throw combo after combo, disorienting her, dazing her, and confusing her. Now, she is able to get a couple licks in on Deku, attacking him and actually trying to use her fingers to slice into Deku's arms and arteries. She's able to actually slice into Deku's arm and part of his torso. However, Deku is the one who does ultimately, at least, prove himself, since it does actually get to a point where these two, they're actually broken apart by somebody higher in command. And the yautja who did walk into the room does see these two fighting, as the man does inform them to save it for their hunts. Now, Deku does look at the man and watch the other yautjas do immediately go to straighten up and stop fighting. Even the one that Deku was, at least, handing her ass to, he saw her just stop getting angry and face that direction. She was a more experienced yautja, and she respects this guy, so he's the one Deku wants to talk to. Deku does turn towards the man, and he does ask them exactly what are they doing right now. Hmm? They are to go on a hunt, test the humans. If I am correct, you will be on our side, won't you? Hmm? I don't really care that much about your hunts. Now, I have only do look at the man, or at least Deku. Ayaja actually going to stand and bring a knife to Deku's throat, informing him that he must respect him. Hmm? Now, Deku does look at the yautja, as he does inform them that he doesn't care about their hunts because that's their business. However, he did want to ask other questions. Now, the yautja does bring up his hand, informing them to lower their blade since he does want to speak with this one too. Now, the yautja does dismiss everybody, telling them that they can all have a happy time hunting, as the yautja does step forwards towards Deku. I have heard many things about you, human. Fascinating things. I am very curious about that. So, you were to stand your ground against her, were you? Somewhat. However, I noticed something. She went straight for the vital points. As she does that. You should feel honored, though. She was not taking it easy on you. I know. In fact, if I didn't move my body that way, then she actually would have killed me. Right now, I'd be bleeding out. Interesting. So you knew exactly what she was doing. Somewhat. However, Deku actually going to hold up one of his hands, talking about how he barely dodged this one. I see. Well then, go get that patched up. I will. However, I was wondering about this hunt of yours. There are creatures on this planet as well, aren't there? Yes, that is correct. So, is it right to assume I can go out there and hunt them? At your own discretion, yes. However, we need to be informed of your hunts. You can't just go out there willy-nilly. By yourself. Okay. Next question. Are there any xenomorphs on this planet? That's a specific one. There are, but some of them have not been released into captivity. Or outside of our captivity. Really? Yes. Why is that? I was curious about hunting. Now that I know I don't have to deal with xenomorphs out there, that would actually make it a lot easier. I'm curious. We're on the same planet as our actual hunt, or no? Are we on a different one? These two seem awfully similar. You are in the same star belt. However, different planets. I see. Well then. I wish to go out there and hunt. And I would wish to test out my gear. Your smart disc. Yes. I did have questions about how to actually use it as well. I've looked over this technology, and, well, I don't get it. Now, the Yautja has informed Deku that the smart disc is something that Deku he should learn to control very quickly. It really isn't all that bad. What it does is it will seek out anything that is not Deku's heat signature, or the heat signatures of anything he has marked as an ally. So, all he really needs to do is point and throw. However, he also needs to learn how to catch it. Now, Deku does hear about that part. Catch it? Those discs will move freely throughout the air, and they will use their own type of propulsion system. These things can fly. Yes, they can. This is a fucking amazing gift. Correct. Now, Yautja does ask Deku if he would like to show him exactly what to do, or how to catch it. And Deku, he does at least accept this. Training with a man who's this high in their culture, it does seem like it would be an honor. And Deku, he does spend the rest of this time learning about the smart disc. as the yautjas do go currently test the humans on their combat abilities, along with their silly little mech suits. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.